This is your host, LA from LA Show. And of course, we're going to get into topics in the black community. Plus, we're going to have black talent and business promotions. So please like, share, and comment your thoughts. Also, subscribe to the channel for more stories in our community. Thanks.
It's Lexi.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to LA Show. Today we're going to get into some hot topics. So I know you guys have been wondering what's been going on. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for the new subscribers. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below about these topics. But like I was about to say, I know you guys have been wondering where I've been, what I've been working on, and at the end of this video, I will announce what's been taking up most of my time. So please stay tuned. So it looks like Marsha Jones, the woman I spoke about in my previous video, if you want to go check that out, she was charged after an incident where she got shot in the stomach while being pregnant, 5 months, I do believe. And a woman shot her in the stomach, and instead of them keeping the woman locked up that shot her, they released her and actually sought manslaughter charges against Marsha Jones, the victim. So, manslaughter charges against Alabama resident Marsha Jones, charged in the death of her unborn fetus after being shot in the stomach, were dropped on Wednesday. There are no winners in this case, only losers in the sad ordeal, Jefferson County District Attorney Lynese Washington said at a press conference. Following the DA's announcement, Jones' attorney said they hope something like this won't ever happen again. We are pleased with the district attorney's decision to dismiss the charges against Marsha, the legal team said in a statement. It is the appropriate decision both for our client and for the state of Alabama. The district attorney's decision will help Marsha continue to heal from this tragic event and work to rebuild her life in a positive and productive way, the statement continued. She moves forward with enormous gratitude for the support she and her family have received during this challenging time. The statement concluded with the dismissal of charges. The community of support that surrounded Marsha can now channel in its immense passion and energy toward ensuring that what happened to Marsha won't ever happen again. As news of Jones' acquittal circulated, women's rights groups and other advocacy organizations came to their defense. Marsha Jones shouldn't have been charged to begin with, the ACLU tweeted. The DA's decision here represents precisely what we want to see in these critical moments, a prosecutor who is not afraid to use discretion and the power to refuse to prosecute when justice demands the charges to be dropped. My computer keeps jumping. The National Advocates for Pregnant Women also criticized the choice to charge Jones. This cruel and unsupportable interpretation of Alabama law is consistent with anti-abortion and fetal personhood ideology that empowers state actors to control and incarcerate more black, brown, and poor white people. Ms. Jones' arrest for manslaughter because she experienced a pregnancy loss and was involved in an argument in which someone shot her won't protect any life, won't create healthy communities, won't advance maternal or child health, and won't achieve any justice, the statement continued. It will not help her heal from the gunshot wound that ripped through her abdomen or from the loss of a baby she very much wanted. It will, however, affirm the message that state police power may be used to control and lock up pregnant women. The incident involving Jones occurred on December 18th after the expectant mother got into an altercation with the alleged shooter, 23-year-old Ebony Jemison. Following the shooting, Pleasant Grove Police Lieutenant Danny Reed told local media that Jones was responsible for the death of her child because she had initiated the fight with Jemison. The investigation showed that the only true victim in this was the unborn baby. It was the mother of the child who initiated and continued the fight, which resulted in the death of her unborn baby, Reed told reporters at the time. Jones' indictment came June 27th after a grand jury dropped manslaughter charges against Jemison. Today, Marche is being charged with manslaughter for being pregnant and getting shot while engaging in an altercation with a person who had a gun. Amanda Reyes, executive director of Yellowhammer Fund, said at the time, "Tomorrow it will be another black woman, maybe for having a drink while pregnant, and after that another for obtaining adequate prenatal care." Reyes added that Alabama has proven yet again that the moment a person becomes pregnant, their sole responsibility is to produce a live, healthy baby, and that it considers any action a pregnant person takes that might impede in that live birth to be a criminal act. Whew. So that is great. I feel really good about that situation with Marche Jones. I felt as though back in that last video I said previously, like, I don't understand why Ebony Jemison couldn't get out the area, because from what I'm understanding, she was actually in a vehicle at the time, and I don't know how physical things got in the vehicle, but I'm pretty sure she could have left and not engaged in that situation with Marche Jones, who was pregnant. At the end of the day, I think that our voices over the internet are being heard. I think that, you know, social media has given us a live view of certain injustices that have been going on. And now we just have to keep on stumping the ground and making noise. I think that's wonderful. I do pray for her. You know, I know that's hard, losing a child. So let's just pray for her and make sure that we keep supporting her, like they said in that article. And that article came from Newsweek. So the next situation I wanted to talk to you guys about is Chris Brown. And I know he's been in the news a lot lately. I was a large Chris Brown fan back in my teenage years. You know, his music has gotten a little hit or miss nowadays. So, you know, it is what it is. He is an extremely talented person from, you know, the sticks and mud like I am. So I do give him that. But as far as how he treats women and, you know, his past, yeah, that was toe up what he did to Rihanna. And, you know, we accepted that. We allowed that to happen. And we actually said in unison, because everybody was on board with the fact that he has so-called changed his life and gotten better. A lot of people are speculating that Chris Brown may be on drugs. Allegedly, I don't know. I'm not up his nose. But what has recently happened is a song on his Indigo album had a lyric in there that said, "I only date girls, black bees to be exact. I'm sorry, I only date black bees with nice hair." The whole internet has gone completely insane. And I can see why, because, you know, just like everybody's saying, a preference is a preference. Just like women have their own preferences and standards that they set for men, a lot of those things can be fixed. If you're broke, you can go get a job. If you don't have a nice haircut, you can go get a haircut. If you're dark skinned, you're dark skinned. If you're light skinned, you're light skinned. Those are things that you can't change. And then when you say good hair versus bad hair, my thing about it is it grows out of the scalp the way it's going to grow out the scalp. You can't help that. So it fits in with skin color, which is a form of colorism in our community. And that's something that we have never really unpacked it. Colorism is something that I have experienced. Colorism is something that happens to darker skinned women on a daily basis. As far as, other skin colors, I don't see it happening as much as it does to dark skinned women with kinky hair. So it's really unfortunate. The closer you are to your roots, the more and more they try to strip that away from you, tell you it's ugly, tell you it's not good. And, I blame Chris Brown for making up the lyric and all, but at the same time, he has a record label that sat there and pushed that song out there to the masses. So they could have told him to chop it. They thought it was good. It's controversial. So here you go. This is what we are very much so responding to in the music industry, is controversialness. Who can be the most racy? Who can be the most ignorant and, be famous? So I think that the comment was a little ignorant, especially in the middle of a song. You don't want to be trying to bop your head as a kinky haired girl, and then the next thing you know, I only mess with black girls with the nice hair. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And people compare that to Weezy's I like a long hair, thick red bone. That is just characteristics. You're talking about somebody's features. Okay, this is something I'm born with. I can't change this. So it's a difference. A preference is a preference. We know what you like. We've seen that in past relationships that he's held. That's cool. But, don't be too particular, because, us black women are the ones that held it down for Chris Brown after that whole situation with Rihanna. Let's be very clear about that. And that shows you how messed up we are and diluted in domestic violence we are as a community. Like, for real, I can't believe we're still talking about Chris Brown. I thought he was just going to make his music, live out his life, do a couple lines, whatever he wants to do, and that was going to be it. But no, we have to talk about the controversial, ignorant stuff that he does in order for him to boost his sales to a song, to an album. I don't understand it. And it's not intentional stuff. This is intentional stuff that he does. The beating of Rihanna, he put out another album. It went whatever it went, because people still love that stuff. They loved it. And then now we got another album, and he's going to promote it with the nonsense that he got going on now. And that's just what it is. So, moving on, because I'm not going to keep talking about him, but I am. Wait a minute. Tokyo Vanity, my bad. Wow. She actually stepped up for us, and she kind of made some type of remark about her friend being in the club and not being allowed in Chris Brown's section because she was dark skinned, and his security actually said no darkies allowed. So that is really alarming, really sad. And then people are still trying to get on her and call her fat and bash her for trying to stand up for us. Okay, so things were getting a little wild, and I do apologize. So I did have to yell. So thank you guys. But anyway, from those distractions. So it looks like the Bluebell ice cream liquor. Let's listen to what MSN Lifestyle has to say.
A woman who was caught on camera licking the inside of a container of ice cream before putting it back into a grocery store freezer. They're taking this very seriously. This video was posted to Twitter on Saturday. Look at it. It shows the woman. She's laughing and walking away as the door closes. Now, it's unclear where or when that video was taken, but in a statement, Texas-based Bluebell said it was working with law enforcement, retail partners, and social media platforms in connection with this incident. The statement goes on to say this type of incident will not be tolerated. Food safety is a top priority, and we work hard to provide a safe product and maintain the highest level of confidence from our customers.
Disturbing. Absolutely disturbing, disgusting, not normal, not normal. I'm going to tell you like this. If I ever saw anybody do that in a store near me, I would be liable to hurt somebody physically. It's just not normal. It's not cool. And whatever was going on in her mind, this age of social media and this age of trying to be viral will land a lot of people dead, hurt, or in jail. And that's just the bottom line. It looks like they're saying that she is facing up to 20 years for doing that. And like people are saying, was it really worth it, girl? Like, really? And I'm just so glad that happened nowhere near me, because like I said, I would probably be in jail because of some stuff like this. Like, seriously. People are so dumb. I think that situation alone really, I'm glad that they really took a look into that. I know they won't gonna play with that anyway, that being out on the internet. It's just disgusting. But let's get on from her, because she's that's what she gets. So now let's talk about this cucumber challenge. And there's a lot of people that have voiced their opinions about this cucumber challenge. Apparently a lot of impressionable young females have been going around showing how they suck on cucumbers. I guess alluding to how they would suck on other things. And Amber Rose came out with the most ridiculous statement ever, talking about stop bashing them and this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third. Child, I'm going to tell you like this. Amber Rose needs to go to the holiest place she can think of and sit down somewhere and just soak her body in some Clorox bleach and shut up. That's what she needs to do. Because at this point, her advice to young women, it really is embarrassing to think that she's like that. But like I said, there's other celebrities who have chimed in and gave their advice, and Cash Doll was one of them. She said, you know, y'all women don't need to be doing all that. Tighten up. And now I'm seeing that there is a lady with green hair that was sucking on a cucumber, and I think she was one of the first ones to do it. And I think she was affiliated with YFN Lucci. I think he reposted it, and that's the one that Regine got upset about. She actually came out with a video apologizing about her sucking on the cucumber and how she didn't want to be looked at as disgusting, and how the internet has really ripped her a new one for doing that challenge. And I'm glad that she was woman enough to come out and make a statement about that, clear off her negative, nasty demon out her body. And, you know, I mean, it's one thing to twerk and dance and have a good time on camera, but it's another thing when you really taking it there, trying to show out some sexual fantasies for some dudes that ain't paying us no mind. These dudes is not paying us no mind. Trust me. Especially the ones in relationships. They don't care about none of that. Sucking on a cucumber ain't gonna stop world hunger. It's not gonna get us no reparations. And it ain't gonna get you too far either. And that's LA Show approved. Anyway, so let's talk about Nipsey Hussle. And this is the part of the video where I wanted to let you know that I am working vigorously with my researcher day in and day out. Right now we are working on the Nipsey Hussle case. We're going to present the transcripts to you in a very, very methodical way. I want you guys to be on board with us and just be on the lookout for that. So if you are interested in the Nipsey Hussle case, that will be coming and dropping very soon. And like I said, we're going to really dig deep into those transcripts and really go in and see what's going on, because it's a lot of stuff y'all are missing. Anyway, so it looks like Nipsey Hussle case, it looks like what's happened is the Crips LLC, the ones who tried to trademark the Marathon Continues slogan, they have actually forfeited that trademark agreement. I do believe they got it passed through. However, they are going to give it over to Black Sam and the family of Nipsey Hussle. So from what I'm understanding is the editor or whoever it was for the Crips LLC put out a statement saying that they have no bad blood with Nipsey Hussle's family and that they didn't do the trademarking maliciously. And what I have to say about that is that's BS, because if you were doing it out of a kind way or out of a wholesome way or business-minded way, then you wouldn't have to apologize now. And I think that a lot of us on YouTube made a lot of noise about that situation. And I think that's also another situation where social media helped this situation and shut that fraudulent stuff down. I was about to say something else. But apparently it's getting to the point where we have to speak up when we see things that are not right, and we already know that on LA Show. We're gonna point it out. We're gonna point out the obvious. Something wasn't right about this random gang member group getting a business license and then turning around and trying to slogan something that this man done put on everything. He had shirts circulating around the Marathon Continues out the Yin Yang. A lot of people got those shirts. I see them on a lot of people. And I can't believe this company really tried to go in and underhand the family of Nipsey Hussle, whose children still have to eat and still have to be provided for. And of course, Lauren's going to do her thing, but I'm talking about the family members that Nipsey was helping outside of his immediate family members, his brothers, his fellow friends who he was feeding too. So you got to take that in consideration, Crips LLC. I actually did give them a call. I will put that up there if y'all want me to, but I really didn't ask any good questions. I just was surprised that somebody answered the phone to that fictitious company, and I am so glad that they gave back that trademark, because I thought this was something that we were really going to dwell on when there are plenty more things in the Nipsey Hussle case that we need to be looking at. So, LAPD gets the internal affairs opened up on that butt. And it looks like the internal affairs are wondering what's going on in a situation where the driver in the Nipsey Hussle case, Eric Holder's girlfriend, friend, we don't know who she is, witness number one, actually turned herself in the night that Nipsey Hussle was murdered. And she tried to turn herself in once she allegedly saw herself on the news. So when she got to the 77th precinct over there in California, LA, with her mother, they were turned away by a police officer, a mysterious police officer, because, you know, they're investigating who that was and what happened that night. This mysterious officer tells the suspicious driver in this situation to go back home and not to watch TV. So I don't know what's up with that, but I guess Internal Affairs is going to take a look into that. Of course, you know, Internal Affairs, they're all within the same department that we're asking for people to look into, and you know how that goes when you ask people to look into stuff and things just get swept under the rug. So I don't really expect anything from that. I also think that is a distraction as well to what's really going on in the Nipsey Hussle case. And I'm going to tell you what's really going on. If you guys can get a copy of those transcripts, they are on the LA Times website. Go ahead and get that transcript, and I'm going to meet you back over here at LA Show so we can dig into them, because I found a lot of inconsistencies in those, and I'm not really worried about this small talk with this these distractions that's popping up. That's why everybody is so excited and so rambunctious. I need you guys to stay within the case, look at the people that were there, and we can put all this stuff together. The internet is something that is working to our advantage. And I do believe also that Nipsey's mother's speech at the BET Awards really opened up some ears, and now things are starting to pick up where we're getting a clearer picture of what took place on March 31st. So like I said, please like, share, and comment your thoughts below on these topics. And be on the lookout for the Nipsey Hussle Grand Jury Case Volume 1 edition of what's going on in there. You know, I haven't thought of a title yet, so just be on the lookout for that. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.